So what we have here is a 2013 Triumph Street Triple 675R. First of all, I would like to thank Ricky Boy. Thank you for letting me. So, I rode this bike on the street and then afterwards on the canyons. Man, you were right. A week ago you told me that it has a good low end torque. He is right about it. You know what, guys? I am into sport bikes. I mean, I'm really having this pure adrenaline rush every time I ride a sport bike. Now, riding a naked bike like this doesn't mean that I will not have that kind of adrenaline rush that I get every time I ride a sport bike. Let me tell you folks, the suspension of a naked bike is softer than the suspension of a sport bike. Do you agree, Ricky?
Yes.
The suspension of your bike, I can tell, is softer than your R1.
Yeah.
Right? So the thing is, the more softer the suspension is, the more comfortable it is for the rider. So if you guys are looking for commuter bikes, there's no need for you to get a sport bike. Naked bikes, a naked bike like this is perfect for you. Right, so now I am used to riding my 2013 Kawasaki Ninja 636. It has a harder suspension than what this bike has. So when I rode this bike on the canyons today, I felt like my butt is kind of bouncy on the seat, which is perfectly normal because, like what I said, the suspension of this bike is softer than what a sport bike has. Do you agree, Ricky?
Yes.
But I really had a good time riding this bike on the canyons. It has a good low end torque. It has a good power. It will not let you down. If you think that a 600cc sport bike will smoke this bike on the canyons, you are wrong, guys, because this bike has a lot of power. This bike is fast, really, I can say. So it's a great bike, and also it's nimble. It's not as agile as my Ninja 636, but I really didn't put out a big effort for me to maneuver the bike, for me to flick the bike, to flick it left and right. It's a great bike. You know what, Rika, I noticed? It's like my Ducati 749 and 999. You know what? Just release the clutch gently and the bike will just go.
Yeah. You get instant power.
Yeah.
At the low RPM.
Yeah. So it has a good low end torque. Just a minor or a little release of the clutch and the bike will just go. So for a noob rider, you have to be careful and you have to be aware about it. Riding this bike on the street and then on the freeway, I actually rode this bike on the freeway, but we never had the chance to film it. But it's damn stable on the freeway, man. It's pretty stable on the freeway. It's stable on the street. Even though it has no windshield, I felt like the bike is solid and well planted on the ground. Now on the canyons, when I rode this bike, let me tell you, I had a smile on my face. I had a good time riding this bike on the canyons. But you know what, the only thing? Triumph, Ricky. Triumph should have put Brembo calipers.
I know.
I mean,
I wish they put one.
I'm not saying that this brand, Nissin, is a bad brand. I mean, it's an excellent brand. But hey, it's a European bike. So you know what? They should have put Brembo calipers. Because you know what, the rear brake, if you can come over here, Michael. You see, the rear brake is Brembo. I mean, the rear brake caliper is Brembo, and the front is Nissin. It's a Japanese brand. But like I said, I'm not saying that Nissin is a bad brand, but you know, it's a European bike and it has a rear Brembo brake calipers. So
So why not the front though, right?
yeah. They should have put Brembo front caliper brakes. But it's no big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal. You know what I can say? The brakes are fantastic. I was trying the brakes on the canyons because when I rode this bike on the canyons, there were a lot of cars. So I was testing out the brakes, and the front brake, man, it really bites hard. The braking system is good on this bike. What else, Wiki Boy? You know, also, what I like about this bike, it's not that important, but you know what? This bike has a gear indicator and fuel gauge. So, I mean, those stuff are not really important, but nowadays that the competition is so tight, even small things count.
Yep. Small
So-
detail.
Yeah. So, wouldn't you like it that your bike has a gear indicator and a fuel gauge? I think that's awesome,
It
man.
helps a lot.
Yeah.
You don't have to have it, but if you have it, why not?
Why not, right? If your bike has a gear indicator and fuel gauge,
It helps you.
yeah, that's a good thing. What else? Bike itself, biggest bike. I tried it on the canyons. I rode it on the street, the freeway, and then on the canyons, man. This bike